The Grand Theft Auto franchise has 99 problems, and its troubling treatment of women characters is at least one of them. That's where GTA 6 comes in.
We are women, have no doubt. We are women, we are free. We are
Shut the f up! Thank you.
The Grand Theft Auto series has always aimed for a level of high camp and stinging satire, particularly since it entered the 3D space with GTA 3 and onward. In that time, the series has lampooned every form of visual entertainment, from reality television to action films, skewering America's obsession with celebrities and the crime genre itself. Critics and fans have differed in their opinions regarding whether or not the series' sense of humor hits its mark, but the general consensus seems to be that GTA is at its best when it's a bit more self-aware.
Go away.
What?
Go watch your linear entertainment.
That's sort to say that the series is not without its flaws, particularly when it comes to representing characters outside of the typical tough guy mold that its protagonists usually represent. Grand Theft Auto has made moves to be a bit more progressive in recent years, removing offensive depictions of trans women and sex workers from GTA 5 for starters. But it's still come under fire for poorly aged jokes about the LGBTQIA+ community and body positivity. And that's just for starters. Another area that is particularly frowned upon is the franchise's treatment of women. In many of the Grand Theft Auto games, female characters have largely been depicted as either annoying side characters or NPCs who only exist to provide comic relief.
You want to have some dinner later?
I'd love to, but you know, yoga waits for no one.
Many of them meet ignoble ends or are otherwise humiliated in spectacular public displays. This is one of the biggest sources of criticism that's been leveled at the series over the years, with Tom Hoggins of The Telegraph writing that GTA 5 and other games in the series are designed deliberately to degrade women, creating sequences that are sure to make audience members squirm in their gaming chairs. In an interview with the New York Times, Rockstar co-founder Sam Houser revealed that he agrees the devs didn't consider the game's portrayal of women, quote, as much as they should have when making GTA 5. Considering one of the company's former bigwigs has pointed to this issue as a failing on the part of the development team, it would make sense for the series' next entry to try and course correct.
Listen, beautiful. I'm sorry about everything that's happened.
Of course, as many hardcore fans of the Grand Theft Auto series have argued in the past, the series doesn't just go after one group of people. GTA makes fun of everyone, from aging hippies and uptight businessmen to cult members and even video game developers. No one is safe from being skewered by Rockstar's writers. But as the series has continued, it's become more evident that it's stuck in the past in many ways, particularly when it comes to old-fashioned misogyny. Even gamers who greatly enjoy the series overall have admitted to being put off by the treatment of women in Grand Theft Auto games. For instance, Helen Lewis of The Guardian wrote, "There aren't any female characters to root for, be impressed by, or even fall in love with. It was the same in the last game. Women were there to nag you or be bribed, whether with fancy dinners or cold, hard cash into having sex with you." Still, there are good reasons to believe Grand Theft Auto 6 will move things in a better direction. Grand Theft Auto 6 has a real opportunity to stand apart from its predecessors, at the very least because it stars the series' first female protagonist. Though we don't know too much about her just yet, leaks have pointed to the main characters of Lucia and Jason being a couple, as well as old-school bank robbers in the Bonnie and Clyde mode. This presumably means we'll get to see Lucia take charge of heists and incite a bit of classic GTA chaos of her own. According to 2022 reports, Rockstar is seriously attempting to clean up its act when it comes to GTA 6. The game's writers are taking care to avoid any humor derived from racial stereotypes or jokes made at the expense of marginalized people. With these new directives in place, Lucia may indeed end up being the strongest female character in the franchise's history, with GTA 6 standing as a turning point in the series' overall tone. We'll just have to wait and see how many steps forward GTA 6 really takes.